The St. Louis Philharmonic Orchestra is made up of 100 talented volunteer musicians, and it opens its new season this October. Joining us are conductor Dr. Robert Hart Baker and violinist and board member Doug Kenner. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Here we are. The start of the season is just a few weeks away. Start of the concert series. Let's talk about the first concert. What do we have in store?
Well, we have a wonderful concert which combines the idea of the music of Richard Wagner, In Search of the Ring, and then also a guest artist from the St. Louis Symphony, Bjorn Ranheim.
Okay.
So that's all going to be on October 13, and we're very excited about our first concert.
Well, let's get into some of the details with Wagner. So let's talk about what is the sort of tone and the melody. What can people expect from this specific concert? Drama, dramatic?
It's very dramatic music. We have highlights from Die Valkyrie and from Götterdämmerung, and basically those are part of the ring cycle. Mm-hmm. And in the Valkyrie, we have the famous Ride of the Valkyries.
Yes.
And that's where people picture the soprano wearing the helmet and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, this is the instrumental music that goes with that. And we also have the Magic Fire music, which is very exciting. Mm-hmm. And then when we do the Götterdämmerung music, the Twilight of the Gods, that is basically a love story basically between Siegfried and Brunhilde.
Okay.
And she is also a woman of great power. Basically, Wagner empowered women way before it was fashionable, frankly. These are heroic figures. And so we have the Rhine journey, where it's a beautiful trip down the Rhine for the hero Siegfried. And then also, unfortunately, at the end, we cut to the end of the opera, and it's Siegfried's death and funeral music. Mm-hmm. But in that death and funeral music, Brunhilde achieves redemption of everything. Mm-hmm. And the ring cycle takes forever to sit through as a normal opera, but you basically have a Reader's Digest version of the beginning and end of the Twilight of the Gods here with great music.
That's great.
So we hear all that passionate love music, and of course she wins out in the end.
Mm-hmm. So you've got the highlights put together.
We do.
So as one of the oldest Philharmonic orchestras, Doug, let's talk about that. And sort of we did a nice intro saying 100 musicians, volunteer musicians. How do you play a part in that? I guess not figuratively speaking. I don't know.
Well, we were actually founded by in 1860, so we have been around for quite a long time. And in all that time, we've been an all-volunteer organization. We're also self-governed. So our board is made up of playing members of the orchestra. Oh. So I'm the secretary of the board, and I've been a member. I've played the violin with the orchestra for 35 years. And so we're really thankful to the people of St. Louis who generously have supported us over all these years, because we're also a not-for-profit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about that a bit more. I know off camera we were just talking about the long sort of civic and prominent history specifically of the Philharmonic Orchestra here. 150 years, is that correct?
More than that.
More than 150
yes.
years. I mean, how do, with the members, I mean, is it just the passion to continue to play? I mean, where does that balance come about in having such a legacy, and specifically with the members of the orchestra?
Almost all of our musicians are trained musicians in one way or another, because they've had at least college-level training in music, and music has always been a part of their lives. There reaches a point sometimes, though, where you decide to take a different profession or day job, so to speak, for your living, but you want to keep up your music. And St. Louis is a large enough metropolitan area that there are many such people. So we have musicians of all different backgrounds in terms of not only their musical background, but also their jobs. Yeah. So we'll have everything from scientists and doctors and lawyers, music teachers, people who work in retail. There are all kinds of different people that want to keep music as part of their lives. So we rehearse every single Wednesday. Wow. And we've been rehearsing Wednesdays since 1860. In fact, my motto used to be, if it's Wednesday, it's St. Louis, because I used to commute here to conduct the orchestra. Now I live here. Wow. But it's been a long passion for me, too.
That's a fabulous tagline. Every Wednesday since 1860. You've got that one. I think there's very few people who can say that. I want to get into more details about this first concert and the second concert, but right now we've got the information there for you on the screen. It's the St. Louis Philharmonic Orchestra. It's 2017-18 season and concert series, and it opens this October in just a few weeks. For more details, you can go to stlphilharmonic.org. But don't go anywhere. We're going to have more right after this break. Please stay with us.